How do you defrost food? It seems simple, you just put it in and wait. But very often the edges are already hot while the center is still cold. How can you avoid that? One of the best ways to defrost food is to use the automatic defrost programs. The microwave needs to know what kind of food you're defrosting because different foods require different power levels and timing. Weight is just as important. The heavier the food, the more energy and time the microwave needs to defrost it evenly. That's why automatic programs ask for the weight before you start. Always weigh your food. We often store food in plastic bags, but sometimes they get stuck to the food when frozen. The easiest way to fix this is to briefly dip the bag in warm water. In just a few seconds, the bag will loosen, and you can separate it without any hassle. My microwave has 5 automatic defrost programs: meat, poultry, fish, vegetable, and bread. For defrosting chicken, the best choice is the poultry program. To start the poultry defrost program, I press the Quick Defrost button, then use the arrows to select the program number, in this case, number 2. Next, I press Select and use the arrows to set the weight of the food for me, that's 700 grams. Finally, I press Start and the defrosting process begins. About halfway through the defrost cycle, the microwave will pause. Don't worry, this is normal. At this point, you should turn the food over and, if possible, separate it into smaller pieces. This helps it defrost more evenly and prevents the edges from heating up too quickly. If you can't separate the food, that's normal. Simply turn it over, place it back in the microwave, and press Start. The defrost cycle will continue from where it paused. The program is now complete, but as you can see, the chicken isn't fully defrosted yet. According to the microwave's manual, it should rest for about 30 to 40 minutes so the temperature can equalize throughout the meat. However, instead of waiting that long, I'll try 2 short manual defrost cycles at low power. I press the microwave button, then use the arrows to set a low power 180 watts and a time of 1 minute. I press Start twice, since each press adds 30 seconds. Short defrosting cycles are great because they allow you to carefully control the process. As we can see, the chicken is already much softer, so I'll set it again for another 1.5 minutes at low power. The chicken has defrosted really well. I'll leave it to rest for about 5 to 10 minutes so the heat evens out throughout the whole piece. I've already defrosted the chicken using the microwave's automatic quick defrost, but what about trickier foods, like lasagna? Since there isn't a dedicated quick defrost program for it, I'll switch to manual mode and show you how to do it safely and evenly. The lasagna I'm using weighs 400 grams. That's roughly 14 ounces. I'm mentioning this just so we get a sense of how long it might take to defrost in manual mode. But keep in mind, we won't actually be setting the weight on the microwave, we'll only control the power and time, working in short cycles at a low 300-watt setting. I'm using the lid from the box to cover the lasagna. This helps prevent excess moisture from evaporating while it's defrosting. Next, I press the microwave button. Use the arrows to set a low power of 300 watts, and then press Start to set the timer for 3 minutes. I repeat these short cycles until the lasagna is fully defrosted. In my case, it took 3 cycles. Short cycles work better because they prevent the edges from overheating while the center is still frozen. They also give the heat time to redistribute evenly, so you get much more controlled and uniform defrosting. Once the lasagna is fully defrosted, I place a piece on a plate and reheat it at full power for 30 seconds. I simply press the Start button since full power is set by default. And here's the final result. The lasagna is fully defrosted and ready to enjoy. The chicken has rested, the temperature has evened out, and it's now perfectly defrosted, ready for cooking.